بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who enables to do good deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept them from us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us istiqamah. Alhamdulillah, we now on the 13th juz of the Quran. Very quickly realizing that the month of Ramadan is passing with our eyes. We're literally about to cross the middle of Ramadan. Allah gives us the tawfiq that we can really prize this month. And if there's any time we lost, we've still got the time. Allah gives us the tawfiq that we can make the most and reap the reward of this month. We in fact began Surah Yusuf, and what an amazing surah that is. So many lessons in Surah Yusuf. It's literally filled with gems of wisdoms and great lessons to extract from Surah Yusuf. So the surah prior to that, Surah Hud, about which the Prophet ﷺ, one of the companions, saw the Prophet ﷺ, the companion was looking at, you could see the white hairs in the beard of the Prophet ﷺ. And he said that, Ya Rasulullah, you gained white hairs. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Hud and his sisters have caused me to gain white hairs. Meaning Surah Hud and the surahs that are before, the Surah Yunus, and these surahs have caused me to gain white hairs. And one of the reasons for that is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in Surah Hud, mentions the prophets, mentions the people who rejected them, and then talks about their punishment. And that was a great fear of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I just want to talk about one of those prophets, which is the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. The Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, as we know, remained amongst his people for nearly 1,000 years. And sometimes people say, how can a person live for 1,000 years? This is a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions such miracles in the Quran is to show His power. To show the different lengths of time He gave the people. There are certain prophets who remained on the earth for a short time. And there's even some prophets who remained upon the earth for a very lengthy time. And one of the most amazing things is that I was recently reading a book. It was recommended by a friend. It's called I'jaz al-Quran bin A'jabi al-Quran. It's an Arabic book by a scholar called Rauf Abu Sa'da. He's an Egyptian scholar. He knew the Arabic language. He learned Aramaic, Hebrew, Syriac, ancient Egyptian. And then he examined the names that are mentioned in the Quran and non-Arabic. The names that are non-Arabic that are mentioned in the Quran. And how does the Quran utilize those names? And he came out with so many amazing things. So for example, Nuh alayhi salam, his name is from Hebrew. Nuah. In Hebrew, it's Nuah. In English, it's pronounced as Noah. And in Hebrew language, the meaning of Nuah is al-buqya wa talabuth, to remain in a place for a long time. That's the meaning of the name. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say regarding Nuh alayhi salam? Surah Al-Ankabut, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. We sent Nuh alayhi salam to his people, he remained amongst them for 1,000 years except 50. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala literally uses that word that his name means, labitha, and he doesn't use it for the prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses it for him. So in the same way, there's so many prophets that are mentioned in the Quran, absolutely mind-blowing. It's one of the most mind-blowing books I've read, and one of the books that really opened my eyes to the Quran. That a person, when they realize these things are mentioned in the Quran, I'm going to mention lots of names inshallah ahead. Jibreel alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, literally all these prophets, the names are non-Arabic. For those who don't know, these names are non-Arabic. Right? So most of the prophets that are mentioned in the Quran are non-Arabic names. They didn't speak Arabic. They were not from the Arab lands. There's only 4 prophets who were from the Arab lands. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam, who was sent to North Arabia, Madian. The Prophet Hud alayhi salam, who was sent to South Arabia, to a town called Iram. The people call the people of Ad. These people are called Ad. And Salih alayhi salam was sent to North Arabia, and his people are called Thamud. These are the 4 prophets that are mentioned in the Quran. They were from the Arabian Peninsula. The Arabs are from the Arabian Peninsula. All the remainder of the prophets were from outside Arabia. So one of those prophets is Nuh alayhi salam. So I just want to mention a little bit regarding Nuh alayhi salam. So one of the beautiful things about Surah Hud, and one of the things that makes your hair stand, is the story of Nuh alayhi salam and what happens to his son. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Nuh alayhi salam to prepare and build an ark. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, wait for the sign. When the sign comes, then the people are to board the ark. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قلنا احمل فيها. Until the time came, and the sign for him was that he had a furnace in his home. You know, that he put made bread in. In Arabic it's called tandoor, and that same word is transferred to Urdu, tandoor. The word tandoor actually comes from the Arabic word tandoor, a furnace. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, when the water gushes from the furnace, then now's the time to board the ark. Because the water was not just going to come from the sky, the water came from the ground as well. Literally, water coming from above, water coming from the ground. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to board the ark. Everyone boards the ark. What's the situation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes it, وَهِيَ تَجْرِي بِهِمْ فِي مَوْجٍ كَالْجِبَالِ. The ark began to rise in the water, and it flowed in the water, and the waves were coming and crashing down like mountains. And at this point, Nuh alayhi salam realizes, where's my son? And he looks around, and eventually he finds his son in the water. And he says to him, oh my son, come and you'll be saved. So he says to his son, come and you'll be saved. His son says, قَالَ سَآوِي إِلَى جَبَلٍ يَعْصِمُنِي. He said, don't worry about me. I'll go to the mountain, I'll be safe. I'll be safe, don't worry about me. I'll go to the mountain. Nuh alayhi salam says to him, Nuh alayhi salam says to him, لَا أَعْصِمَ الْيَوْمَ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. Today, there's no one to protect you from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought, except what Allah will have mercy upon him. Well, till the last second, he's trying to save his son. The Allah mentions that a wave came and crashed down onto his son, and that was the last he saw of his son. And it's a powerful reminder that look how the prophets were tested. They were tested with loss of their own children. And it's a reminder for us as well that guidance is not guaranteed for any person. It doesn't matter who your father is. It doesn't matter who your teachers are. Allah is the one who guides, and Allah is the one who guarantees guidance. Why else do you think that every day in every prayer we recite, as I said, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, guide us along the straight path? Because we're not guaranteed any kind of guidance except the guidance that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the guidance we have at this time, we're not guaranteed to remain in this guidance. So no person should ever feel too confident and too safe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment. But don't ever despair of Allah's mercy. That's the balance in Islam. We don't ever feel too confident of being safe from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment. Neither are we ever despairing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. That's the balance for us in Islam. So these are great lessons for us that, you know, the prophets of the past were greatly tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the tests come upon us, who are we? Who are we? Do you think that you not being tested is some kind of greatness, or sign of greatness in Allah's eyes? No, the people who were tested, they were the great people. And the greatest of the people were the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the big reminder for us that, you know, we should expect tests in our life. And those tests are there to strengthen us, and it's a lesson for us to stay firm. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to reflect upon the story of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First and foremost, make us grateful for the favors that He's given us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us upon Iman.